Since the dawn of time, humanity has known conflict. But where did war begin? Today, we journey back through the mists of prehistory to uncover the origins of war. From the first violent clashes among hunter-gatherers to the recorded battles of ancient civilizations. For most of our early existence, human groups roamed as small bands, while competition for food and territory sometimes led to violence. These early skirmishes were far from the organized warfare we see later in history. Archaeological sites, like the massacre at Naderich, dating back nearly 10,000 years, offer a glimpse into a time when lethal violence was sporadic and personal.
So we found the remains of at least 27 people at Nataruk, and of those skeletons, 12 were pretty complete or partially complete in situ as they had died. And in those, 10 out of those 12 have evidence of having been killed violently.
With the advent of agriculture and permanent settlements around 12,000 years ago, humans began to accumulate resources and form structured communities. The emergence of private property, social hierarchies, and leadership paved the way for conflict on a new scale. No longer were skirmishes isolated events. Organized state-level warfare was beginning to take shape. These changes transformed human society. With wealth came the need for protection and expansion, and thus the instrument of war was born. In ancient Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization, the first recorded wars emerged. Around 2700 BC, the Sumerians clashed with the Elamites in what is known as the Sumer-Elam War. Contemporary records, such as fragments from the Sumerian king list and archaeological discoveries, like inscriptions naming early rulers, confirm that leaders like Enmebaragesi of Kish not only ruled for mythic lengths of time, but also led invasions against neighboring peoples.
At here is a Sumerian tablet that actually shows the Tree of Life, flanked by divine beings. You can see here the Anunnaki on each side. We also see the winged disc, a symbolic reference that the Anunnaki had the power of flight. They actually had necklaces with astronomical references, a moon, a star, various symbols, which even could be symbolized as a wristwatch. Technology being used 6,000 years ago.
Shortly after, conflicts between city-states, such as the Lagash War, further illustrate how organized warfare became a tool for territorial control and prestige. These early wars mark a critical turning point in human history, where warfare evolved from sporadic violence to an institution integral to the rise of complex societies. Why do wars happen? Thinkers like Thomas Hobbes once described life without authority as a war of every man against every man. Others look to our primate cousins, our closest relatives in the animal kingdom, to see echoes of territorial aggression and competition for resources. But the story of war is not written solely in the language of nature. As societies grew, so did the ideologies and institutions that both drove and justified conflict. Economic ambitions, religious fervor, and the quest for power have all played a role, evolving over millennia into the modern state's capacity for war. While the origins of war are deeply rooted in our past, understanding them offers us a path toward a more peaceful future. The transition from nomadic life to the birth of civilization brought conflict, but it also brought learning, innovation, and the possibility for cooperation. As we stand in a world still scarred by conflict, we must ask, can we transcend these ancient impulses? By studying the origins of war, we not only understand our history, we also gain insights that can help forge a future built on dialogue rather than destruction. From the first sparks of violence in prehistoric times to the grand battles of ancient empires, the history of war is a story of both human ingenuity and our capacity for self-destruction. But it is also a story of resilience and hope. Join us as we continue to explore the complex tapestry of our past, and perhaps learn the keys to a more harmonious tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for our next journey into history.